The other night, man, we featured a perfectly matched pair of mustard-colored clothespins and an antique carved dart complete with that love-in licorice leash. Tonight, I may just feature something that you just wouldn't believe, folks. I'm going to present a green football.
KBLA Super Weekend.
Days of the Rainy Days. At 11:07 with Dave Diamond from the Burner.
You're talking about the rain.
About the rain.
Must think that I'm insane.
I'm
For
insane.
you to believe I can't see that you are just laughing. Just what is the use?
Is the you.
For your mind staying excuse.
Stay let's get.
I won't live my life by your not guessing. If life's such a put on.
Weatherman. Weatherman.
Weatherman.
Weatherman.
Holding your magic crayon.
Weatherman. Weatherman.
The world's all snow and ice.
Snow and ice.
Why give your advice?
Your
Love's
advice.
not judged on your little gauges. My girl, she stands by me.
Stand by me.
Summer's heat or winter's freeze.
Winter's free.
Knowing this, tell me what is really important.
Weatherman. Weatherman.
Life's such a put on.
Weatherman. 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 Weatherman.
Holding your magic crayon. My girl, she stands by me.
Stand by me.
Summer's heat or winter's freeze.
Winter's free.
Knowing this, tell me what is really important.
Weatherman.
Is life such a put on?
Weatherman. 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 Weatherman.
Holding your magic crayon.
Weatherman. Weatherman.
Those are the rainy days, and that's Weatherman, and it's all right, folks. Don't worry about the weatherman, just worry about the weather. If the weatherman's straight, everything's going to be all right at the Weather Bureau. It's 11:09. It's 11:09, folks, in the Diamond Mine, down underneath the Cheetah Rock.
Now, the call of the inner mind beckons you to the psychedelic vibrations of the Cheetah. Blow your mind into the world's most pulsating light show. Are you ready for the Cheetah? Can you dig Cheetah's Mod Boutique and Psychedelic Shop? Held over for one more week by popular demand, LA's hottest new group, the Hamilton Streetcar.
Invisible people, invisible people.
Plus the out-of-sight sounds of the kitchen sink. Take a trip to the Cheetah, number 1 Navy Street, Santa Monica, next to POP. It's happening every night except Monday. Sunday night, a heavy special with 8 bands starting at 8:30 p.m. The Cheetah is where it's at.
I wouldn't wear too much though. It's
Here's the KBLA Valley Calendar.
Help Teen Pulse provide opportunities for teenagers to experience a successful, productive summer. You can give physical and financial support to this worthwhile activity. Call 435-5371 for complete information.
Send your club or civic announcement to Valley Calendar, KBLA Burbank.
Into the fume room, kiddies.
Time to turn on to Dylan.
Oh, please turn on the fume room faucet. Please turn it on. Louder, faster, more.
If you're traveling in the North Country Fire, where the winds hit heavy on the borderline, remember me to one who lives there. For she once was a true love of mine. If you go in the snowflake storm, when the rivers freeze and summer ends, Please see she has a coat so warm to keep her from the howling winds. Please see if her hair hangs long, if it rolls and flows all down her breast. Please see for me if her hair's hanging long, for that's the way I remember her best. I'm wondering if she remembers me at all. Many times I've often prayed in the darkness of my night, in the brightness of my day. If you're traveling the North Country Fair, where the winds hit heavy on the borderline, remember me to one who lives there. She once was a true love of mine.
Fly Diamond Mine Airways. The only first-class trip in town. It's 11:14 in the Diamond Mine, and everything is all right on a Friday night. 64 degrees at the Civic Center. Final fling for KBLA. Ben Vernon from Burbank.
But between sundown's finish and midnight's broken tone, we duck inside the doorway, thunder crashing. As majestic bells of boats struck shadows in these sounds, seeming to be the chimes of freedom flashing. Flashing for the warriors whose strength is not to fight. Flashing for the refugees on the unarmed road of flight. And for each and every underdog, soldier in the night. And we gazed upon the chimes of freedom flashing. Even though a cloud's white curtain in a far-off corner flashed, and the hypnotic splattered mist was slowly lifted. Electric lights still struck like arrows, fired before the ones condemned to drift or else be kept from drifting. Towing for the searching ones on their speechless seeking trail. For the lonesome hearted lovers live to personal tale. And for each unharmful gentle soul displaced inside a jail. And we gazed upon the chimes of freedom flashing.
the chimes of freedom must they ring, I hope, for us tonight in the Diamond Mine at 11:18 now, KBLA. Super music time. You know, there's a new club that's opened up in North Hollywood, and it's called It's Camp, and it presents dancing to the gross national product. And if you don't think that's gamey, well, you just let me tell you. Minimum age 17, $150 admission, includes free beverage. And, of course, that's always interesting, a free beverage. Dancing until 2 a.m., and that's this weekend at... well, folks, it's called It's Camp, and it's located in North Hollywood. And the way that you find it, actually, if you can't, locate it over there, is that there's this big camp over there, and it's called It's Camp.
It's time to turn on the Dream Juice machine. And slip deeper into the glitter of the flower room of the Diamond Mine.
Oh, please turn on the Dream Juice dispenser a little bit louder and a little bit longer and a little bit stronger, and let me slip into it. Can you dig Donovan on a Friday night in Los Angeles from KBLA?
I stand acting like a silly clown. I don't know why. Would anybody like to try the changes I'm going through? A hidden lie would fortify something that don't exist. But it ain't so bad, I'm just alive. So many more things to do. I intend to come right through them all with you. My songs are merely dreams, visiting my mind. We talk a while by a crooked style. You're lucky to catch a few. There's no magic wand in a perfumed hand. It's a pleasure to be true. In my crystal halls, a feather falls, being beautiful just for you. But that might not be quite true. That's up to you.
23 now in the warm magnificence of the diamond mine. A few years ago, when I graduated from college, the life seemed to have it took a bad turn for me, and I ended up driving one of those big diesels out of Oklahoma City, and I'm gonna play this record for myself tonight. Because there's nothing like popping pills and pushing a diesel down 66.
Got a Pittsburgher rolling down that eastern seaboard.
All right now, George!
I got my diesel wound up and she's running like I never before.
Let's get to it now. Let's get in the nitty-gritty.
There's a speed zone ahead, all right, and I don't see a cop in sight. 6 days on the road and I'm gonna make it home tonight. I got me 10 forward gears and a Georgia overdrive. I'm taking little white pills and my eyes are open wide.
I'll pop those pills, George.
Well, I just passed the Jimmy in white, and I'll be passing everything in sight. 6 days on the road and I'm gonna make it home tonight. Well, it seems like a month since I kissed my baby goodbye. I could have a lot of women, but I'm not like some other guy. I could find one to hold me tight, but I can never make the heat is alright. 6 days on the road and I'm gonna make it home tonight. Well, the ICC is a checking on down the line. Well, I'm a little overweight and my logbook's are way behind.
Heavy.
But nothing bothers me tonight. I can dodge all the scales all right. 6 days on the road and I'm gonna make it home tonight. Well, my big's a little low, but that don't mean she's slow. As a flamecomer stacking that smoke's a blowing black as smoke. Oh, yeah, my hometown's coming in sight. If you think I'm a happy, you're right. 6 days on the road and I'm gonna make it home tonight. 6 days on the road and I'm gonna make it home tonight.
All right, man, that's for myself. I played that record for me because I used to drive one of those diesels down old 66 all the way from Oklahoma City.
It's washed up
Are you, what?
and I can't swim and my baby's on the other side.
I'm gonna play this record for the heads in the hills.
Well, when I woke up this morning, the rain was pouring down. I was gonna wed me a little river girl just over the bridge across town. I'm running up and down the river, and my nerves are driving me wild. 'Cause the bridge washed out, and I can't swim, and my baby's on the other side. Rain, oh rain, stop a-falling. Dark clouds heavy from the sky. The preacher and my bride is a-waiting, and my wedding bells are starting to chime. I can't kiss and hold her, and it's driving me out of my mind. The bridge is washed out, and I can't swim, and my baby's on the other side. Shine. I can't kiss and hold her, and it's driving me out of my mind. 'Cause the bridge is washed out, and I can't swim,
It hasn't happened yet, friends.
Washed out, and I can't swim, and my baby's on the other side.
I dig that. I'll tell you one thing, man. When I go to that big record hop in the sky, I hope that they've got a George Jones record there. It's 11:30 from KBLA, Burbank, California. Making its last stand against the big-timers.
The patterned wings of butterflies, they try to reach the sun. Gentle dreams, they fade and die. Time cripples everyone.
Heavy.
Nature's kiss, springtime rain, is slaughtered by the fall. And love exists inside the brain, the oldest game of all. Truth, it lives in a distant land of snow and ice and burning sand. Life still wandering, unaware of time that's too soon gone. And the wind, she stopped to stare while beauty kissed the dawn. Death collecting in her fingers all that she can touch. And the night is all that lingers except the silent dust. Truth, it lives in a distant land of snow and ice and burning sand. It lives in a distant land of snow and ice and burning sand.
Delving into the depth of the watermelon wishing well, a close-up uptight view of the progress is Papa's brand new bag, baby. It's the rainy days popping it, just like you would if you got in a movie in Nashville and just pop that popcorn bag right in somebody's ear. Would that blow their mind while they're watching James Bond? 11:32 in the Diamond Mine on a very groovy Friday night. Little local drizzle tonight, and if you've ever had your local drizzle, you know how bad that can get. Low clouds in the morning and becoming sunny in the afternoon, Saturday and Sunday. How much temperature change? Overnight low tonight of around 60 and a high tomorrow 84. Currently at the Civic Center, it's still 62 degrees.
Be the first person to call the Hullabaloo at Hollywood 68281 when the next animal record is played and win free 2 tickets to the Giant Animal Concert at the Hullabaloo next weekend. Listen for the next animal record, then call the Hullabaloo at Hollywood 68281.
Super 15 KBLA.
Here's the KBLA Valley Calendar.
Concert artist Stephen Barnes will perform the entire Beethoven Piano Sonata in Cycle 1-7 in programs at the San Fernando Valley State College beginning Saturday, June 17th. Be there.
Send your club or civic announcement to Valley Calendar, KBLA, Burbank.
The final fling in the Diamond Mine would not be complete without a record from the Yardbirds. Which has got to mean that Papa isn't uptight at all.
Day will dry them, nights will find they are lost. Now I find the wind is blowing time into my heart. Let the rain fall, for we are apart. How I'm sad. How I'm sad.
11:36 KBLA Super Music Time. Friday night in the Diamond Mine. Out of sight is what it is. A little more than heavy tonight. One of the records that is synonymous with the Diamond Mine. Progress of love. Plotting their way in the murky madness of today's world. Will they happen like they should? From the Diamond Mine comes a great big Y-E-S! Exclamation point.
What pictures and words is this communicating? The sounds that I've heard, the growling voice then fading, and yes, my heart was beating, or was it just repeating? To travel, my mind's not made of gravel. It's dark there, they say, but that's just superstition. And in my last inspection, is this the right direction? She told me I was funny. She said in your world you needed lots of money and things to kill your brother, but death just starts another.
It's 11:40 now, KBLA Super Music Time. In the Diamond Mine. Folks, if I told you what was taking place right now, you wouldn't believe it in a million years.
Made out of love,
Buckingham's.
like one of those bunnies out of the Playboy Club. But she got something much greater than gold. Crazy about that girl, she got so much soul. I said she got the kind of loving, kissing and a hugging. Sure is metal, glad that I'm a better, and I know that she knocked me on my feet. Have mercy on me, 'cause she knocked me she walks by, all the fellas go, and I know why. It's simply 'cause that girl, she looks so fine. And if she ever leave me, I will lose my mind. She got the kind of loving, kissing and a hugging, sure is better than that other fella. And I know that she knocks me off my feet, on me, 'cause she knocks me off my feet. Hey, there is no girl in the whole world that can love me like you do. Yeah, everybody in the neighborhood will testify that my girl, she looks so good now. She's so fine, eyesight to the fine. If she ever leave me, I will lose my mind. She got the kind of loving, kissing and a hugging, sure is better than that other fella. And I know that she knocks me off my feet, on me, 'cause she knocks me off my feet. There is no girl in the whole world that can love me like you do, baby. Yeah, you got that love, yeah.
One of my favorite characters in the Diamond Mine has been a girl named Sandoz. And I know that she is one of your uptight views. Out of sight, baby girl. Oh, Sandoz. And she taught me many, many things. Good things. Very good things. Sweet things. I met her on sunny morning. It was hot, but the snow lay on the ground. Strange things. Very strange things. My mind has wings.
Sandoz, Sandoz, you taught me love. Sandoz, Sandoz, heavens above. They could all learn something from your love.
That's Eric Burden, and those are the Animals, and that's Sandoz. And ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the conclusion of KBLA Radio. stand by for an exciting brand new radio station to come up at midnight tonight, 15 minutes from now. Those of you who have called and expressed concern for the Diamond Mine and where it might be going or whether we'd be on the air, we will not be on the air anywhere in Los Angeles as it is as of this point. Sadly, to report that to you for those of you who have called and wondered, but we will not be on the air. I want to take this opportunity to thank all of you who have liked this program, who have stood by this program, who have believed in this program, although it didn't pan out. But all of you that did stand by, and all of you that did listen, and all of you that wrote, and all of you that called, and all of you that were good, loyal KBLA listeners. The station appreciated it, and I appreciate it. I take this opportunity also to thank KBLA Radio for a great year and 7 or 8 months, whatever it was. And all of us in the Diamond Mine, from the Big Mama to the dogs to me, thank you for a good run. We may have not won the rating battle, but we sure did make people play some long album cuts on their radio stations, which they didn't want to do. And as we sink into the dire depths of the Diamond Mine, never more to come out, we will pause and reflect that this, friends, is the end. But I think we found the handle. Goodbye, everybody.
This is the end, beautiful friend. This is the end, my only friend, the end of our elaborate plans, the end of everything that stands, the end, no safety or surprise, the end. I'll never look into your eyes again. Can you picture what will be? So limitless and free, desperately in 7 miles, ride the snake. He's old and his skin is cold. The West is the best. The West is the best. Get here and we'll do the rest. The blue bus is calling us. The blue bus is calling us. Driver, where you taking us? The killer awoke before dawn. He put his boots on. He took a face from the ancient gallery and he walked on down the hall. He went into the room where his sister lived and then he paid a visit to his brother and then he walked on down the hall and he came to a door and he looked inside. Father, yes son, I want to kill you. Mother, I want to. Come on, baby, take a chance with us. Come on, baby, take a chance with us. Come on, baby, take a chance with us and meet me at the back of the blue bus. Do not blue rock on that blue bus. Do not come on, yeah.
information.
At 11:55, it's partly cloudy with light smog in the valley. This is Gary Whitaker for your information. Soviet Premier Kosygin held a 40-minute conference with French President de Gaulle Friday, attending a top-level working dinner, and then took off for New York City. The Soviet chief of state is expected to arrive at Kennedy Airport at about 4:30 Saturday morning. Kosygin comes to New York to attend the emergency session of the UN General Assembly called at the Kremlin's insistence. The Special Assembly meeting on the Mideast opens Saturday morning, but Kosygin is not expected to make an appearance before Monday. A summit meeting between the Soviet leader and President Johnson is considered quite likely. President Johnson is flying back to Washington after reaffirming U.S. insistence on the territorial integrity of all the Mideast nations at a Democratic fundraising dinner in Austin, Texas. The president told party supporters the greatest requirement for Mideast peace is for each nation in the region to accept, as Mr. Johnson puts it, the right of its neighbors to a stable and secure existence. The president plans to meet with Australian Prime Minister Harold Holt at Camp David Saturday and Sunday. Permission's been granted by the City Planning Commission for the construction of the $7.5 million Sheraton Universal Hotel near Universal City. The 20-story hotel, the first concrete frame building in Los Angeles, exceeding 150 feet in height, will be located at 3800 Lancashire Boulevard. Prior to last November, reinforced concrete structures were limited to 160 feet because of inconclusive data on their earthquake resistance capability. According to Mayor Sam Yorty, plans for the Sheraton Universal Hotel call for 484 guest rooms, a grand ballroom with a capacity for 1,400 occupants, and a rooftop lounge. A semi-subterranean garage with parking space for nearly 400 cars also will be built. The police narcotics detail for the San Fernando Valley can look for some relief from its present overloaded condition. It's virtually certain that a lieutenant and 2 additional narcotics investigators will be assigned to the detail, which operates out of the Los Angeles Police Van Nuys Division. Police in the Encino area of the valley are checking out a burglary. Custom-made golf clubs and a chrome golf cart were stolen from Dr. Carl Falkenbach, who resides on Encino Avenue. The items were taken from the open garage at his home. The zoning colleagues of Charles P. Flanagan have endorsed the recently retired city planning commissioner despite charges brought against him by a Los Angeles newspaper. And funeral services for former bank official Fred R. Weddington, a North Hollywood Pioneer resident, will be held in North Hollywood on Monday. Violent weather rocked the Great Plains in the Midwest Friday for the 11th straight night. Tornadoes or funnel clouds were sighted from New Mexico to Michigan. Winds of up to 81 miles per hour tore through Flint, Michigan. Gusts of up to 63 miles an hour hit Chicago. And 50 to 60 mile per hour winds were reported in Missouri and Ohio. At least 2 persons were killed by lightning in the violent Midwest storms. Heavy rain saturated the Great Plains and pushed rivers over their banks in Nebraska, where Governor Norbert Timon declared a state of emergency. Floodwater swept through the city of Grand Island, Nebraska, and civil defense deputies said more than 5,000 flood evacuees were forced to crowd into churches and other public buildings or seek shelter with friends. A civil defense communications official said that at least a third of Grand Island's 25,000 residents were relocated. On the nation's racial scene, general calm reported in cities where violence erupted during the week. At Cincinnati, a second straight night of calm, but Adjutant General Erwin Halstedler of the Ohio National Guard said his troops would remain until things return to normal. At Dayton, 40 miles west of Cincinnati, a group of Negro youths helped police patrol the predominantly Negro West Side. And use of the youths followed a pattern set by Tampa, Florida, where they have proved effective in restoring racial calm. Richard Flowers, arch political foe of former Alabama Governor George Wallace, predicts that Wallace will run again for the governorship in 1970 and that he, Flowers, will oppose Wallace. KBLA microphones were in Montgomery as Flowers said,
"My present plans are to run again for the governorship of my state in 1970. This time, although he has stated that he will not run again, let me assure you that Governor Wallace will be running, and this time we shall run head-to-head. And I hope this time that enough of the people have realized the fallacy of their ways, and that all we need in Alabama is one good, sound political defeat for Governor Wallace, and we'll be off and running."
In baseball action in the American League, Washington won Boston 0. The second game, Washington 4, Boston 3. It was California over Baltimore 2-1. In the second game of that action, California 5, Baltimore 3. Cleveland 2, Minnesota 1. That game went 10 innings. Kansas City at Detroit, 2 games postponed because of rain. And New York at Chicago, that game also was postponed because of rain. In the National League, it was Chicago over New York 4-3 after 10 innings. Philadelphia 5, Pittsburgh 3. Atlanta 9, Houston 8. Another 10-inning game. Cincinnati 3, Los Angeles 2. St. Louis 5, and San Francisco 3. Low clouds in the morning with local drizzle, becoming sunny in the afternoon Saturday and Sunday. Not much temperature change. Overnight lows 55 to 60. Highs Saturday 75 to 84. Here in Burbank it's 60. At the beaches 60. In Los Angeles 62. Radio station KBLA has been advised by telegram this evening from the Federal Communications Commission that has now been assigned new call letters. This means that in just a moment you'll be hearing the final broadcast of our station name, KBLA, under the ownership of George E. Cameron Jr. Communications. And awaiting you also is a new programming concept for the familiar 1500 spot on your radio dial. We invite you to stay tuned for this dramatic moment in the life of a radio station, its management, staff, and its loyal audience. Please stay tuned. And now, here is the last, final, and official sign-off of radio station KBLA, and the end of a beautiful friendship and the beginning of another.
Since the year 1952, radio station KBLA, dedicated to the proposition that a radio station is an integral part of the community and an extension of the art of communication, has endeavored to serve its listeners with the best in music, news, and community service. And as a must to all men and to all radio stations,
there must be a beginning and there must be an end.
And this tonight and this morning is the end. But in demise, there is also birth, and thus on this night and early morning, we invite you, our listeners, to the spectacular moment when both the end and the beginning blend into the future. And you are here to witness the transition from an old radio station to the first toddling steps of the infant radio station who begs your prayers as it marches into this new day of Saturday, lusty in voice, dedicated in purpose, and assured of success according to the sum of each of your best wishes. And so for the last time, the familiar sign-off. This is radio station KBLA, Burbank, California, owned and operated by George E. Cameron Jr. Communications, broadcasting on its assigned frequency of 1500 kilocycles by authority of the Federal Communications Commission, signing off for the last time. Ladies and gentlemen, dedicated especially now to the valor and to the courage of the United States military servicemen and women, wherever, however they may be, our national anthem. You are now listening to radio station KBBQ, Burbank, California, owned and operated by George E. Cameron Jr. Communications, broadcasting on its assigned frequency of 1500 kilocycles by authority of the Federal Communications Commission. And now, this brief message from Robert B. McWhirter, President of George E. Cameron Jr. Communications.
On behalf of George E. Cameron Jr. Communications, and on behalf of George E. Cameron himself, as owner of station KBBQ, I offer the staff of our brand new radio station the heartiest best wishes and prayers for success and meaningful service to the public of Los Angeles and the San Fernando Valley.
Here now is Bill Wardlaw, Program Director of the brand new radio station KBBQ.
In the days ahead, we invite you to be a KBBQ listener and to share a thrilling participation as we share with you the spirited music of a great nation. The music of the March of Progress as courageous men and women trek the uncertain pass across the frontiers. We invite you to join us in listening to the heartbeat of a nation as the lyrics tell us of the adventure, the pathos, the romance of a growing country. We invite you through our music to accept a warm handshake and participation and partnership as we cross the threshold into the privacy of your home, a privilege which we promise you shall always be honored. I am indeed honored, on behalf of the staff and management of KBBQ, to introduce the first recording to be broadcast on the new KBBQ. And fittingly, we have selected the music by my Capitol recording friend Buck Owen, who will be featured on July 7th concert at the Hollywood Bowl. Welcome to the world of KBBQ.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the world of KBBQ in the valley.
I've got